Hey, good evening. This is Mr. Glenn. Appreciate you tuning in. And today we really got to talk about some things that may be a little challenging for you, but that's okay. We're going to get through it. I want to say thank you for those that have subscribed thus far. And if you have any questions, please feel free to either email me or put information into our questions into the comment box. All right, so here we go. So we're going to be talking about factoring trinomials. And that, as we talked about before, a trinomial is three terms being added or subtracted together. So factoring means to break it down. So we're going to break down this trinomial into two binomials. All right, so here we go. So what we're looking at is the last term, and we're going to break down that term into factors. We're looking for factors that will add up to be the middle term. What I mean by that is we're going to look at 1 times 12. If we add that together, will it give us 7? No, if we added that together, it would give us 13, right? Then you have 2 times 6. If we added those together, we would get 8. And then you have 3 times 4. If we added those together, we would get 7. Okay, so we're going to take that information and we're going to, this is a positive 3, and we're going to have x, right, plus 3 because it's a positive 3, and then x plus 4 because it's a positive 4, and this is our answer. Now, the way that we check it is that we multiply the inner terms. So 3 times x, right? 3 times x is 3x. And then the outer terms. 4 times x is 4x. We add it together, and that gives us 7x. And so therefore, the binomial of x plus 3 times the binomial x plus 4 will give us x squared plus 7x plus 12, right? Now, let's solve a different problem, but it's the same process. But just notice that the operations is subtraction here, it's addition there, right? Same process as it goes is what are the terms that are added together to give me 14 that will give me a negative 9? Okay, now this may be a little trickier because what I want to do is make my middle term negative. So you have to think about what two numbers multiplied together but added together will give me a negative 9. So understand that a negative times a negative is a positive, and a positive times a positive is also a positive, right? But if we added two positive numbers, we can't get a negative. So what we're going to look at is we're going to say, what about negative 1 times negative 14? Now, a negative times a negative will give me a positive, and if I added those together, it would give me negative 15. What about negative 2, negative 7, right? That gives me positive 14. Added together, it gives me negative 9. And so I'm going to use x, or in this case, the letter P, the letter P minus 2, that's where I get my minus 2 from, times the letter P minus 7. And as I just illustrated here, we can multiply the inner terms, negative 2P minus 7P, right? And this is probably in the way a little bit. Erase that. Give me some more room. Negative 7P, that gives me negative 9P. Okay? So therefore, this answer is correct. And then moving to the last problem, the same process. Remember, we're talking about the process. We're not focusing on the letters or the numbers. We're focusing on what is going on. There is a trinomial, and we need to break it down or factor it. Okay, so we're looking at negative 30. Right, and so I think to myself, if I'm multiplying two numbers together to give me a negative 30, what would that be? Right, so it would have to be a positive number and a negative number. But notice that the number is going to be, the middle number is going to be a 1. So I am looking at 1 and negative 30, or negative 1 and 30. If I add that together, that's going to give me positive 29. So, but that's a high number. So let me think about trying negative 2 and 15. Add that together, gives me a positive 13. Negative 3 and 10 gives me negative 7. So I'm getting closer. What about negative 5 times a positive 6? Well, if I add that together, that will give me a positive 1. So I'm going to use negative 5 and 6 as my answer. And we can only do this process when the first coefficient of the first term is 1. That's the only time that we can do this. So it's W minus 5, W plus 6. And we can check it. Negative 5 times W is negative 5W. And W times 6 is 6W. Add that together, gives you 1W. And so therefore this is your answer. All right, so that was a little short tutorial on what it is to solve factoring trinomials, or how to solve factoring trinomials. If you need to pause the video, rewind it, whatever you need to do to get a better understanding, I hope that you do that. And I'm wearing a shirt today that says, you don't know, right? But you don't know, but now you do know. And hopefully this will be a video that helps you. If you have any questions, like I said in the beginning, please feel free to comment in the comment box. Also share the video with people you think that may benefit from this as well. Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate you watching. Have a good day. Bye.